Welcome to another episode of the Online Prosperity Experience podcast. You're about to hear your host, Prosper Taravinga's powerful digital marketing strategies and actionable tactics that you can use right now. Prosper has helped more than 50,000 people from over 10 countries to create meaningful businesses that are profitable and enjoyable. Listen to this podcast so that you too can build your own business with less stress and overwhelm. Let's get started.
What is the wow that you deliver? I actually posed this question in our community today, asking people what actually makes them stand out as coaches and consultants. What is that wow factor that people come back to you for? You know how KFC says, wow, this was finger licking good? What is that you actually do for your clients that they will definitely shout at the top of their lungs to sing your praises to strangers on the bus or to anyone that can listen? So hello and welcome to the Online Prosperity Experience. It's your host, Prosper Taravinga. And in this episode today, we're going to be talking about the concept that any coach, and it's very essential for consultants as well, who want to succeed in their profession, to deliver wow to their clients. Okay. And we're going to be talking about what it actually means to deliver wow, and essentially what that does for your business. So I can imagine if you're a coach, consultant, or small to medium business that's working hard to create a business that's profitable and enjoyable and build a brand that supports you, then you are in the right place, my friend. Because if you're passionate about doing the work that you're meant to be doing and living an inspired life while you're doing it, then the Online Prosperity Experience is the podcast for you. Because my mission is to help coaches and consultants like you to build a brand that they're proud of and create a lifestyle that you love, all giving exceptional service to your clients and building wow in everything that you're doing with every current customer interaction. So how do you create long-lasting relationships with your clients that actually adds value to both you and them? Simples. You just want to add the wow factor to your coaching and consulting business. And that's what we're going to be covering, in the podcast today. Okay. So you might be asking yourself, yet another podcast, talking about customer experience. But without customers, you do not have a business, my friend, because we pride ourselves thinking the business is the knowledge that we have, whereas it is the actual clients that pay, stay, and refer. And if you're not wowing them enough, you won't be able to retain these customers and turn them into fans that will actually fuel the lifestyle that you're looking for. So you need to be delivering a world-class experience and also increasing the customer value, because we all know that, people will always buy from those they know, like, and trust, and that it's very expensive to try and wow new people than to try and wow people that already know who you are. So you might be asking, what does it actually mean to deliver wow? Because wow, that finger licking goodness is a matter of somebody's perspective. So how then can you manage to do that as a coach or consultant? Okay, so essentially, it means you need to be exceeding your client expectations. You want to go above and beyond what they thought was possible, and you want to be providing them with an experience that they will never forget. All right. So you might have, certain skill sets that you have. You might have a personality that they absolutely love. You might have systems in your business that, just makes it super easy for people to really, really know that they've got value for money. So when somebody buys a service or a product, there's what's called buyer's remorse. Okay, they start blaming themselves for having wasted money or having made a mistake and things of that nature. That happens with any purchase that we make in life. And if you, as a coach or consultant, already are cognizant of the fact that people will always regret any buying decisions, and then you inject wow in the service delivery within a specified time, you, my friend, would have actually won that person's custom for life. Okay, and when you actually wow a client, it actually means you're exceeding whatever expectations they might have. So they might have bought just because of the scarcity that you have on your website, or they might have bought because of fear of missing out, and now they don't know if they actually made the right decision. It is your job within the first 24 hours, the first 48 hours, to actually deliver value. So you literally have to help them by actually helping them. So your service should actually surprise and also delight them, before they've actually started thinking of, maybe exercising their cooling off period if you're offering one. So your goal is to get an enthusiastic, and I mean a literal wow from every client that you interact with. All right. So you as a coach or consultant, you need to just put yourself in your client's shoes. All right. They're probably expecting a weekly hour-long coaching session that actually focuses on their products or the problems that you say you are going to be offering solutions to, you know what I mean? Or the problems that they're facing right now, okay? And after they sign up with you, before their first session, you want to maybe offer them a free ebook that actually goes in and answers those exact problems that they're facing. You want to also have tips that help them overcome the specific issues that they're facing, or you want to send them some material that is going to be helpful to them, especially in the quest that they're facing. So if you can literally offer that band-aid which will stop the bleeding, you, my friend, would have wowed that customer, because not a lot of people don't expect much, especially from professionals like us, and if you can actually beat that expectation and exceed what they're already expecting, because not a lot of people are doing it out there. All right, so you've already gotten an opportunity to be in front of them and really show them you can help them, but actually help them. All you got to do is just blow them away by going above and beyond. Okay, so you can now imagine how energized they will be to sit down with you, especially on the first session. So with Live Long Digital, we've got tools, systems, and processes that will actually make it easy for you to connect with your client, especially when you just get started with them. We've got goal session worksheets that you can take them through. We also have a checklist. I will be putting them on in the show notes here, so that you can actually start delivering wow immediately as soon as somebody sends money to you. So you might be thinking to yourself, why do you think the wow factor is important? Because these people are coming to you maybe for their health, their wealth, or relationships, and you can imagine it takes a redemptive amount of energy, a lot of explaining to the spouse that they're going to be engaging a coach, or that they're going to be engaging a consultant, because some people don't see the value in that because they haven't been exposed to your work. All right, so when you actually wow a client, it actually means you have exceeded their expectations. You now give them ammunition to defend their purchase. Okay, so the reason why this is important, okay, is because once you deliver wow, you're already giving somebody value for whatever it is that they've paid for. They're no longer going to be experiencing buyer's remorse, because everybody wants to get added value for whatever they purchase. And especially if you're a business coach, they definitely want to see some sort of return for whatever money that they have put out to you. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of people come to you as a last resort. So you can imagine they've tried just about everything else. And if you wow them within the first 24 hours, you would have literally justified their failures, and you'd have really helped them throw rocks at their enemies, which is one of those powerful things that you can actually do for yourself in order for you to win clients for life. Okay, so if somebody has signed up with you for maybe 8 sessions and the first session is a little bit underwhelming, do you think they're going to continue with you for the rest of the other sessions? No, they won't. Okay, but if they have signed up for those 8 sessions and then you unexpectedly give them maybe 2 more so that they get 10, do you know what I mean? Your coaching has now instantly increased in value for them, because now they feel like they're going to get 2 extra sessions. They no longer worry about the 8 that they've actually paid. They are now just focusing on the 2 that you've given them. And that creates a wow factor, all right? And what does that do? It solidifies the relationship that you already have with that client. It actually builds trust and nurtures with relationships, because at any given moment, we're always thinking that the next person or the coach or the the advisor that we are hiring is just wanting to trick us into us parting with our money. But if you are offering something, you're also putting skin in the game. What does that do? It builds trust, and it actually starts nurturing the relationship, because now you've got what's called reciprocity. They have given you something, and you've given something back. Now they start looking at you as an equal or somebody that they can actually trust. Okay, and if you wow them really, really well, your client will actually see you not only as a paid business advisor or paid business coach, but somebody they can genuinely count on, and somebody who genuinely cares about them. All right, and then the other thing is the wow factor actually brings more profits and better client retention, because if you do something for somebody, they will definitely talk about it at a barbecue. They will definitely talk about you to other people that might be in search for the services that you are offering, or the solutions to the problems that they might have. So wowing your clients at key points and in your relationships is actually a guaranteed way for you to ensure that you have a business that's profitable and enjoyable, and you actually have people that actually turn into fans, and that makes it easy for you to then sell them more products instead of just having a one-click wonder or a one transaction client, which is very painful. All right, see, at the end of the day, if you find yourself as a coach and you're cold calling potential clients and you have them hang up in your face, it's because they don't have a reference point of what could wow them. Okay, so before somebody actually engages with you, what is it about your brand? What is it about your work? What is it about your content that automatically sparks intrigue? All right, because people are always looking for something new, something that would teach them something of use to themselves. And if they don't see that, then obviously if you're calling someone and they're looking at your website and they're not even wowed by that, they're going to ask themselves, hey, if this person cannot look after themselves, how are they going to be able to look after my work or my business? All right. Or if you're sending out hundreds of emails without even getting as much as, hey, thank you so much for reaching out, you're probably speaking to the wrong people. You're not wowing them enough, or you're just regurgitating, or you're not differentiating yourself enough. And if you end up like a lot more other coaches out there who are just wasting thousands of dollars on ad spend without even generating any qualified leads, then you know the reason why. You know what I mean? So you might be thinking, okay, I've heard all about this wow factor. How do I add it to my business? All right, so I'm going to give you a few simple techniques that are actually proven to wow your coaching clients or your consulting clients. And you can also incorporate these unique methods of your own once you now sort of have the hang of it. All right, so one thing that I know for sure is I wow my clients by showing up every single day with a podcast episode that's 30 minutes long. People are like, how do you do that? How do you find the content? How do you actually manage to do that every single day? It's baked into my business. All right, every time I speak to someone, every time I am in a conversation or in a networking event, I'm listening to what they're saying. I'm listening to what they asking other people how they're doing or what results they should be getting. I'm listening to see how they actually express their problems. The reason why that is important is because, first of all, then I know what solutions they might be looking for, and hey, we can snitch on them on my podcast, and we can actually all laugh about it at the end. All right, so the first thing that you could do to wow your customer is, one thing you should realize is coaching is a intangible service that you're offering. They cannot put it in their bag and say, okay, I can then use this coaching a little bit later on. It has to happen in person or on Zoom. So you want to offer them a free gift, something that they can hold on to, a memento, something to celebrate the start of that relationship with that person. Have you ever noticed when people get married, there's always some sort of exchange of a memento? You give your spouse a ring, or you give your partner a ring. Just give them something that signifies and symbolizes that connection that you now have with that person. So if they're out there, they just look at their ring, they know naturally that they're married to you, right? But if they look at their ring, it just reminds them of the love, the happiness, and everything else that comes along with what that ring represents. So you want to put a ring to it, okay? I mean, obviously, I'm not being like Beyonce here, or waiting for Beyonce's legal team to come and ask me to go to the left, No. I'm just giving you an example of how do you can actually add that wow factor to everything that you're going to be doing, all right? So a simple way to wow your clients or your audience is to just offer a free gift. All right, you want to give them something of value that is related to your business coaching, or whatever issues that they're facing. So like I said, you can either give them a book, and if you've written a book, that would be the best thing for you to actually wow your audience with, you know what I mean? And if it's useful and it helps them solve a problem, then this will actually be of great value. A lot of people won't read the books, but the fact that, the cover, tells the client what it is that you are answering, and that you've got the answers to their problems, they actually rest their they really calm their farm and know that they're being looked after. All right, so you want to give value up front, because we get paid in direct proportion to the value that we bring to the marketplace. So it can be as simple as maybe even a repurposed or repackaged content that answers whatever problem that they came to you especially for. And it could also be something unrelated, just to say thanks. All right, so you could find out if you cannot get any of those promotional gifts that have got your branding on there, just something to acknowledge to them that, yes, I hear you, we're preparing your work behind the scenes, but here, hold on to something, just so it can be a memento of what we are experiencing now. And half of the time when we are doing a client intake, which I really encourage you to download the client intake checklist that is coming with this podcast. You could ask them about their birthday, all right? And when the birthday comes around, just say happy birthday to them. Okay, so you want to have a CRM or some sort of customer management system that helps you remember your client's birthday, all right? So you remember your client's birthday and send them a birthday greeting, as well as maybe any other important anniversaries or milestones that mean something to them. This actually shows that you take genuine interest in them. You're not just taking them on because of their money. And it's also really good for coaches and clients, to connect on a personal level, because once somebody's really comfortable with you, they will tell you everything. And once they start telling you everything, you as a seasoned professional, you're not going to take advantage of them, but you're going to give them solutions for the problems that they might have. And it just so happens that because what they need, you might actually have the products and services to actually help them, okay? And you might actually set aside a small portion of that sessions that you have with them as a little mini celebration, just to remind them how far they've come and how much difference they now have. And you can actually start using things that are relevant to them as their birthdays and things of that nature as the marking points as to where were you last birthday, as to where you are now. And then you really want to inject that wow into the work that you're doing, because you're showing them you can help them by actually helping them. Another thing that happens is when somebody connects with you, especially as a coach, they're very nervous because of your perceived positioning. All right, they just cannot connect with you as they connect with ordinary people, and especially on social media. If somebody becomes a client of yours, just connect with them on their social media and interact with them there. All right. Yes, you don't want to you want to have boundaries and things of that nature. But if somebody sees that you really are paying attention to them, they will definitely reward you, and that would actually wow them. It's like when somebody gets followed back by Kim Kardashian, they will let the whole world know, and in the process you're just marketing yourself as a coach there, without them actually realizing that that's what they're doing. So, if they post something, just like, comment, and share, show some support, and also take clues as to what it is that they're writing and use that in order to formulate products and actually drive them so that they can actually have a happier existence. Okay. And one other thing that you could do, especially in the B2B front, you just want to follow that client's industry and really keep up with the latest news and trends in that client's industry. So this works if you actually have a niche of people that you work with. So let's say you work with accountants, you can then start following industry news around accountants. That way you also have a point of reference. Oh, you can actually start introducing your client to other people in the industry that will actually make their whole life better, and you now become that linchpin in their life, somebody who they cannot literally get rid of if they start seeing that whatever interaction that you guys have is no longer making sense. All right, so for example, you might actually bring up a change in the industry that's on the horizon that they might not actually be aware of, or you can actually inform them of something that they need to stay on top of or to stop doing, and you could actually save them millions of dollars, or you can actually save them face, and they would actually be obviously forever grateful for things of that nature. So this actually just provides value and also just wows by demonstrating your investment in their success. And people like those that actually care about them, even if you're just doing it while you're scrolling through your news feed, and you find something that could be of use to them. That would actually make a world of difference. One thing that I do for my clients is I look out for media opportunities for them, because when somebody is now featured in the media, that in and of itself becomes like a marriage between you and them, because they will be forever, showcasing that, oh, I've been featured in the Herald Sun, compliments of my business coach and things of that nature. So small things like that, would actually put you front and center. Even if they no longer need your services, you will have somebody who is constantly going to refer to you clients for life. And another thing, although this is very, very obvious, you literally have to deliver on your promises. Okay, there's nothing like when somebody pays for a service and they get nothing out of that. I mean, this might sound a little bit obvious, but it's extremely important. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you say you're going to follow up on something, do it. Make sure you deliver on your promises. Not a lot of people do that, and that will actually make you stand out as a coach, consultant, or small to medium business. All right. So, and the one thing we should all do is just don't overpromise and then fail to deliver. You want to make sure that you're conveying realistic expectations on things that you can actually provide, things that you can actually follow through with. And in fact, you may even under promise so that you can actually have an opportunity to wow them a little bit later on. Okay, so I hope you can keep wowing your your clients out there, because the more you do it, the more you're actually solidifying your position in the whole grand scheme of things. All right, the key is to just make sure your wows are sustainable. You're not overstretching yourself. Okay, and you shouldn't actually start over delivering, or maybe offering or promising things that are really hard to deliver consistently, because that actually then hits into your credibility. You know what I mean? You may want to employ some of the things that I've just mentioned just to kick off your relationships on the right foot, and also to keep your wows coming during times when business is not really good. We just came out of a pandemic. If you are one of those wow coaches or people that actually have that wow factor, you could have reached out to your people, offered maybe a discount, offered them some sort of help that will actually help you solidify the relationships that you have. So if there's any skills that I would want to leave you with, make sure you're listening actively. The reason I'm able to deliver on this content consistently is because I'm always listening, I'm watching, I'm learning, I've got my ears on the ground, really listening to what people are saying and what is not being said. Because the first step for you to deliver wow is to truly understand your client's needs, their goals, and whatever challenges that they might have. And some of the things don't come out, fully baked. You know what I mean? You have to be able to read between the lines. And then you want to listen to them with an open mind. You want to ask a lot of questions and you want to show empathy, help people by actually helping them. And when your clients feel heard and understood, they will be more likely to trust you and literally follow your guidance and deliver to you more people like them. And once you start listening, guess what happens? You start customizing the approach that you actually start talking to them, because these clients don't want to feel like you are a just one size fits all coach, right? So because everyone is unique, all right? No two fingers on the same hand are of the same height. So they all have their own little personalities. They've got their own learning style. They've got their own preferences. So if you listen and you're paying attention, you can then customize how they want to be spoken to, how they want to, have information delivered to them. You know what I mean? So instead of you approaching your coaching as a one size fits all, you can actually start tailoring your coaching and your consulting to their specific needs. And this could actually mean maybe adjusting your communication style, adapting your tools and techniques, or even creating personalized content just for them. That would knock the socks out of them very much. And you know what you're doing at the end of the day? You're just adding value every step of the way, because wow moments are not you can obviously plan for them, but most of the wow moments are surprise moments. You know what I mean? So these wow moments can actually happen at any point in your client's journey with you. It doesn't necessarily have to be at the start, because maybe you could wow them at the start and then start underwhelming them as you go along. So that's why you have to make sure it's sustainable, okay? So if you have given them maybe that welcome gift that I mentioned at the start, or maybe a surprise bonus session, or surprise couple of bonus sessions, or any helpful article, or maybe you've given them a book or things like that, keep looking for opportunities to provide value beyond the usual scope of your services. Like I said, look out for media opportunities for them where they can be interviewed while you're waiting for the results to actually happen, because most of the transformation happens in the relationship. It doesn't happen in your course. Most of the transformation happens in being heard. Most of the transformation happens in having somebody showing you the right path. Most of the transformation happens in somebody believing in you, and you will be surprised how much people won't even consume the content that you have created for them, but just being there for them. Let me tell you something, you would have actually wowed them, because some people don't have parents, some people don't have communities that can actually help them. If you're the person who's there for them, who believes in them, who is urging them on, you, my friend, would have made their life a happier existence, and they will be singing your praises to anyone that can stop and listen. All right, so if you're listening and if you're going above and beyond, you literally can start anticipating their needs. All right, because sometimes delivering wow just actually means being proactive rather than reactive. So you want to anticipate what your client needs, because when somebody knows that you understand their problem, they already anticipate that you've got solutions to almost everything that they might be going through. Okay, so just know what they're struggling with. Maybe they're struggling with time management. Send them a list of productivity tips, buy them a watch, just something to get them to know that you've got their back. All right, so as a coach or consultant, you already know this, but delivering wow as a coach is not just about being flashy or doing gimmicks out there. It's about showing your clients that you care deeply about their success, and that you're actually willing to do whatever it takes to help them achieve the goals that they signed up to work with you for. So by listening actively, by customizing the approach, adding value at every step, and really anticipating the needs of your clients, you can literally create a memorable and impactful experience that your clients are looking for, and it can actually help you keep your clients coming back for more and more and more. You really want to be creating that finger licking good experience that your clients are longing for, okay? Because people are looking for places to belong. People are looking for places to connect. They're looking for peace of mind. They're tired of half-baked measures. They're tired of people that are wasting their time, money, and effort. They just want somebody who gets it. And if you're going to be that person who gets it, you, my friend, would have created wow in your business, and you would have actually safeguarded your business so much that you can withstand any market downturns, any lockdowns that may be coming there, because people will be seeking you, because now they're really, really thirsty for that wow. Okay, so thank you so much for listening to our podcast, The Online Prosperity Experience, and don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Until next time, keep delivering wow. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, let's continue the conversation in the Live Long Digital community. Become a Live Long Digital community member today. This community is for ambitious entrepreneurs and small business owners with the drive to take control of the future of their businesses and achieve huge success without stress and overwhelm. As you heard, Prosper can help you by teaching you marketing strategies that work. So look no further than the Live Long Digital community of entrepreneurs and highly successful business owners. Join our community today. Find us on www.community.livelongdigital.com.au. Network with other driven entrepreneurs and find the expert guidance you need to take your business to the next level. www.community.livelongdigital.com.au.